This presentation is on standard costing. Standard costing is a technique which is used for variance analysis, where standards are established for every element of cost and then it is compared with actual cost. Why is this done? It is done to analyze the variance in cost. This variance in cost is found in respect of every element of cost. Is it only for cost? No, it can also be for revenue and also for profits. So standards is a more defined or a precise estimate than the budget. Standards are with relevance to actual production. So whenever it is standard quantity, we derive it for actual production. Whenever it is standard hours in terms of labor, there also we arrive it for actual production. Budget is only a rough estimate, but standard is a more refined estimate. Standards are set of elements for every element of cost and is compared with actuals to know the variances. So what could be such variance? Such variance could be either adverse or favorable. If the standards are established for cost and later if I'm going to compare it with actual cost, if your actual spending is more, you call it an adverse variance. If the actual spending is less, you call it a favorable variance. So whenever it is adverse, it is marked as capital A within brackets, and whenever it is favorable, it is marked as capital F within brackets. A variance is said to be adverse when actual spending is more than the standard cost and favorable when actual spending is less than the standard cost. Variance analysis helps management to keep costs under control by comparing the cost with standards. Reasons for variances could be either the standard being set low, or it can be because of any fraudulent activity which gets exposed due to this analysis. Corrective actions can be taken by management on the basis of such variance analysis. So here, as I told, there can be variance analyzed for every element of cost. Here we have material variances, labor variances. This is in group 1. When it comes to group 2, you have fixed overhead variance, variable overhead variance, sales variance, and margin variance. Margin variance is nothing but variance in profit. So as far as group 1 is concerned, there is only material and labor variance. Let me explain material variance now. Next page. Right. Now coming to material cost variance. This chapter is primarily full of formulae. How easily am I going to remember the formulae and what is the logic behind the formulae is what will be discussed in this chapter. So here, this is material cost variance, where the cost is computed as the price into quantity. As I told, in case of standard costing, we are going to compare the standard cost with actual cost. So the difference between standard cost and actual cost measures the variance. The standard cost is standard price into standard quantity, and actual cost is actual price into actual quantity. The difference of both is called as material cost variance. Now that the difference of both is material cost variance, such variance can be either because of price or because of quantity or because of both. So the variance gets subdivided into material price variance, which is the difference in price, and material usage variance, which is the difference in quantity. As the term indicates, the difference in price is measured by material price variance. The difference in price is SP minus AP. For the actual quantity, I am going to incur the difference in price. Therefore, to convert it into cost, it is multiplied with actual quantity. It is only for the actual quantity for which you are going to incur additional cost. So it is SP minus AP into AQ. When it is usage variance, it is the difference in quantity. Here it is multiplied with the standard price, because the standards are said to bring about a uniformity in an industry. Various firms operating in an industry, when it comes to materials, there may be different suppliers offering bulk discounts, wherein the purchase price may be different from one supplier to another. So just to bring about a uniformity in arriving at standards, the solution ends here when there is only one class of material. When there are different classes of materials, when there are two or more materials which are mixed together to arrive at an yield, it gets subclassified, the usage variance gets subclassified into mixed variance and yield variance. How am I going to remember this mixed variance and yield variance? Only when you mix the raw materials, you will get the yield. So first comes the mixed variance and then comes the yield variance. So the mixed variance is measured as RSQ minus AQ into SP, where RSQ is the revised standard quantity. Now I'm arriving at a new figure called as revised standard quantity. Revised standard quantity is nothing but the total of actual quantity in the standard ratio. So for example, if for 1 unit of an output, I require 3 units of input. So if my output is going to be increased, if my actual output is going to increase, if my actual output has to be 4, in which case my input is revised to 12. How is my input revised to 12? It is revised in the standard ratio of 1:3. So the actual input is revised in terms of the standard ratio, and that is the mixed variance. If the raw materials are mixed in the right proportion, the yield will be reflected efficiently. So here the material mix variance is RSQ minus AQ into SP, where I am going to compare the mixing of raw materials in the standard ratio and the actual ratio in which I am mixing them. This will reflect in the yield. So where it is SQ minus RSQ into SP. This is the logic behind the formula. So coming to expansion of all the abbreviations, SP is standard price, AP is actual price, SQ is standard quantity, AQ is actual quantity, and RSQ is revised standard quantity. It is nothing but the actual quantity in the standard mix. Now, this RSQ is arrived only when there are classes of materials. When there is only one variety of material used, your solution will stop with material usage variance. A simplified form of presentation of this material variances is by having 4 different columns. How am I going to remember these 4 columns? The second column is always actual cost, which is nothing but AP, AQ. The second column is always actual cost. If you are going to hide out the second column, if you could look into the other 3 columns, it is only SP everywhere. First column, third column, and fourth column is SP. The quantity will go in this order: SQ, AQ, RSQ. So thereby the 4 columns are the first column being SP, SQ, second column AP, AQ, third column AQ, SP, and the fourth column is RSQ, SP. Now bringing them into the chart, what happens? SP, SQ, which is column number 1, AP, AQ, which is column number 2. So this becomes 1 minus 2. Then diagonally, 1 minute. Diagonally, it is 1 minus 2, 1 minus 3, and 1 minus 4. To the left, it is 3 minus 2 and 4 minus 3. You can remember this diagonal values easily. It goes in a descending order: 1 minus 2, 1 minus 3, and 1 minus 4. Then to the left, you have to arrive at the numbers for material price variance and material mix variance. Always material price variance plus material usage variance gives material cost variance, and mix variance plus yield variance gives usage variance. I know cost variance is 1 minus 2. I also know usage variance is 1 minus 3. So price variance plus usage variance is cost variance. So this minus 3 I have to cancel by giving a plus 3, and summing up both I have to arrive at cost variance. So I bring in a minus 2. So what happens when I add price variance and usage variance? Plus 3 and minus 3 gets cancelled, and I end with 1 minus 2. That's how the material price variance comes as 3 minus 2. Then coming to material mix variance. Similarly, the material usage variance is 1 minus 3, and only that is get divided into mix variance and yield variance. Mix variance is unknown. Keep it as unknown itself. Yield variance is 1 minus 4. So x plus 1 minus 4 is equal to 1 minus 3. So this minus 4 I have to cancel. So I give a plus 4, and I will have to bring in a minus 3 so that it gets matched with the usage variance. So what happens here? Plus 4 and minus 4 gets cancelled. You end up with 1 minus 3 when you sum up both mix variance and yield variance. While preparing this chart, when your answer is negative, it means the actual spending is more and the variance is adverse. If it is positive, it means the actual spending is less and the variance is favorable.